Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at a list, my crypto list. In the center of your page, I want to bring your attention to BTC USD, which is the Bitcoin index. Note that it's 2.6% down approximately for the day. This day of Thursday, September something or other. Look right above it. Well, it's down a little bit more now. Total 3, it wasn't even 1%. It was just like 8 something. Bitcoin must be falling quite a bit right now currently. But what I wanted to point out was that Total 3 is not falling even as far as Bitcoin. Typically, it would be dumping more than Bitcoin, wouldn't it? Bitcoin's down. But it's because it's at a critical stage. If the point being is if we were in some sort of a bear market and everything was going to shit, that Total 3 would be dumping. But instead, it's holding because it's kind of a little bit lower compared to where it needs to hold than Bitcoin is. So it is holding in its overall bullish macro kind of deal there. So wanted to point that out to you. While we're here, you can see that the one with the exclamation part, BTC1 exclamation mark, is still trading a little bit, $100 at $100 premium to Bitcoin, which is not that much. That is bearish currently, in my opinion. If it was bullish, you'd see it trading at least $300 premium. Anyway, let's get into this chart here on Bitcoin. Now look at all them damn lines. What I'm going to do right now is I might get rid of some of these lines like that, and that, and that, and that. There we go. That's a little bit better, isn't it? What is this one? Let's see if we can get rid of that. Oh, no, we probably want to leave that on. So, let me call your attention to this kind of like blue line with the dashed yellow line or white line on it. That's currently where we're sitting. We've been trying to hold this line as support. We're on a daily time frame now. Let me switch to an hourly. There you go. So in most recent days, we've been trying to hold this as support, and currently not doing very well. Now it's 5:30, so I believe we probably got some sort of economic information. Let me pause and see what that is. All right, well, we just got the productivity on Market Watch. I'm reading that it says U.S. second quarter productivity pickup better than previously estimated, as well as first-time jobless claims in U.S. dropped to 14-week low. Now, that's good news, people. The market always has to do something on news. It usually goes one way and then switches the other way or whatever. People always react kind of oddly. So, anyway, here we are. Now, what's interesting is that if we switch to a daily time frame, and I take you back in time, actually, let's turn on our auto feature. This blue and that blue dashed line thing that I pointed out to you earlier, you can see the other blue lines that are completely parallel to it, and that is part of our blue channel group. There's light colored ones that I'm touching right now down here, and then there are darker blue ones above it, and they are all completely parallel to one another, and they are our blue channel group. And you can see how price action has traveled along these lines over time. I've pointed this out many times before. You know what? Let's do this. You can see. And this is our original. You can tell back in from our bottom here in November of 22 and January of 23 when we started our bull rally. This blue line here has held as support until August 23 when we fell below it. And then we kind of struggled with it to get above it and acted as resistance, support, resistance, all the way up until earlier this year. We had our breakout, and then we're able to maintain this as support here in May of 24 and up until June. Then we fell below it and it acted as resistance. And then we've continued to go sideways, down and sideways, oscillating up and down in this bull flag pattern. But because these channels are sloping upwards, that we are falling down through the channels. They're just actually going sideways through them and looking to hold support here. Now, if we go back in time, however, all the way back to the beginning of time, these blue channels are gone now. You see, where did they go? Well, they went way down here. And just as we came into them here in June of 2022, anyway, I don't know what I was going to say. But anyway, price action is above the blue channels now, as you can see. But we do interact with these blue channels once again as we go back in time to the very beginning of Bitcoin. To the very, very beginning, right here. Here we are interacting with these blue channels. You can see how we held this as support. These channels have been significant. Well, were significant in 2010 and 2011 and kind of fell out of significance for a long time until back here in whatever I said, right here. When we came back into them in June of 2022. With all the not FTX, the Terra Luna collapse and Voyager and Celsius and all that other crap that was going on back then. So you can clearly see how these channels have acted as support, even right there to the center line of that channel, to the center line of this channel, held it as support here. And even when we had this breakout here, we wicked right down to it to retest that before the parabolic rally there. You can see how we come right to these channels acting as support and resistance. And the one we are currently sitting on is this blue and white dashed one right here. which kind of really is a bit sloppy right here. Well, it was back in the day. I imagine if I switch to we're on a daily time frame now. If I switch to an hourly time frame or something, you might see more interaction here. You do see this close and open here, right on the line. But so we're kind of where we're at right now. We've wicked through here, trying to hold it at support. That's when Bitcoin was about 20 cents, 25 cents. And once we did hold that as support, we started our parabolic bull rally. Kind of similar to today, I believe. Where are we? Here we are. So, well, the reason for my video, I wanted to just tell you, I'm still here. Still here. It's been rather boring for the past few months. And really what's going on is this right here. This is CoinGlass, Bitcoin liquidation heat map. I need to refresh it. And you can see right there, that's what's going on. So why did we dump when I was talking earlier and I looked at the whatever report that just came out? They used that just to dump down here and get those guys in the yellow. And that's all that's been going on. These guys get liquidated and then we go up and then more yellow comes underneath here and then they come down and liquidate it again. The market makers, the big whales, the exchanges, whoever's making these big moves is basically just liquidating. Mostly longs. And over the summer, it's been mostly longs. Just letting price rise, then coming down and liquidating the longs. Over and over and over and over again, taking the steam out of the market. Just really trying to get rid of shake out all the over leveraged positions and the weekends. That is what's been going on for months and months. And what's changed recently is that they're going after the shorts more. They're coming up here and get these guys a little bit more. Now, what ends up happening is you see millions of long and short positions here, like 38 million there. That many don't get wrecked. What happens is they pull, they close their positions and get out of there right before they get liquidated. But more so the shorts get away with it than the longs have been thus far. But just something I noticed. Now let's get to the real reason of this video is that a lot of others are saying numbers that I've been looking at here. Now, I do believe that we are so close. We are on the verge. And what's happening, what I've been noticing is that they're having a real hard time getting us down anymore, dumping us down. I see a lot of stuff getting bought up here. And anyway, it just seems to be changing that, and they're going after the shorts more than the longs. I see things just changing around right now. But what I do see is that us coming down. Now, I erased all my lines, so what in fact was I looking at? Well, bear with me because I had to turn all my other lines on in order to bring up a certain channel. So we're looking at the 4-hour time frame. Price action is currently up here at our blue and yellow dashed line, or blue and white, whatever color that is. And well, let me turn these lines off for a second. There we go. So what I want to show you, I showed you the blue channel group. There's also this pink channel group, which contains the most important channel in Bitcoin's history, up here in white. I've changed it from pink to white, to make it stand out from the others, and that's the channel from which all previous parabolic bull rallies have started. Now we're way down here, so what the hell's going on with that? That'll be a topic for another video. But all these pink lines here are perfectly parallel to that channel, and it's just a part of a set of pink channels that we travel through. So essentially the pink channels and the blue channels are interacting with one another right now, and we're holding each of them as support. You can see right here, this pink channel acted as support. We tried to hold it here and fell below it briefly, and then held it as support, but now we've lost it and are coming back down. And where did we come back down to is the blue channel. So we're trying to hold each of these channels as support, and they are acting as resistance then too. See how the pink channel is acting as resistance there. We wicked right up to it on this 4-hour time frame. And if we go back, you can see how the top of this channel was acted as support. Once we fell through it, we tried to get back above it, but it acted as resistance, and we fell back down here to where? To the center line of the channel, right there where the dashed pink line is. And it acted as resistance for a little bit. We tried to get back above it. See, that's why it's just been boring as hell. We've just been doing that with all these lines for months. They've been on the 4-hour, on the smaller time frames, the 1-hour and 4-hour time frames. That's all we've been doing. We've been getting up here. They've been acting as resistance. We've been breaking through, holding them as support here. And then they've been, we've fallen through just over and over and over again with all these pink and blue lines. And nothing's sticking. Support isn't holding, resistance isn't holding, whatever. We keep going. They keep acting as resistance, and we break it, and then we fail to hold it as support and fall back through, and just back and forth, back and forth. And a lot of times the moves are made very, very quickly. And I've done a little bit of trading here, but I don't really have the time, and I'm not free always to move when I need to, and so it's been very frustrating, making a little here, losing a little there, and it's just really not worth it. So I'm still sitting on the sidelines mostly with my liquidation level very, very, very low into the $30,000 range. So just waiting to that's the big thing here, is they are trying to liquidate as many people as they can before the bull rally starts. So be careful out there. As well, we have the Gaussian channel things here. We are currently outside on the daily. The green, yellow, and green lines here represent the Gaussian channel to some extent. I haven't adjusted them lately, so I imagine these are a little bit off now. But we are currently out the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel. So that plays, when we do that, typically you can come down even more. So The reason I was talking about the pink line here and the blue lines here, I believe that we will lose this as support here. Could hold it as support very well, and then rally into next week. I believe the C will rally into the CPI data numbers, possibly, and the FOMC numbers represented by these yellow and fuchsia colored vertical lines. And this is going to be significant. We can't remain in this bearish state much longer. We are on the verge of breaking out, and we will break out somewhere in this area, more than likely. We may see some volatility. These may even act as initial dumpy periods, but in the end, these will be pumpy periods. There's just going to be a major reversal in trend in this area. If I were to guesstimate, is what I think is going to happen is that heading into this weekend, we could come back down. Since we've lost the top of this pink channel as support, and it is now acting as resistance, that tells me we're going to come down to the center line of the channel at minimum, and possibly down to the bottom of the channel down here at about 51,000 over the weekend. And the center of the channel is about 54.5, 54.7. I think we're probably going to come down here. I don't think we're going to go. We may come down all the way down to 51. I don't think we're going to break our 49 previous. Where would 49 be? Worst case scenario, we could come all the way down to the bottom of the blue channel, even by next weekend, not this coming weekend, the following weekend. I imagine there's probably maybe that plays into something with the moons as well. I don't know. But anyway, there is support there with our blue channel. But I don't think we're going to get that far. I think we're going to get to come down here maybe before the end of the week. And then heading into next Tuesday. Oh, that's why I got to turn on the other lines. I thought I turned them on. Maybe I didn't. Oh, here we go. We got to turn on these other lines because in doing so, anyway, while we're here, this red line came on, and that is the bottom of, that's our bull flag, the bottom of our bull flag channel. We haven't come all the way down to it in a long time, but if we did come all the way down to it, it would be right here at the intersection of if we lose this blue channel, top of the blue channel is support, the center line is right there. Next Tuesday at about 53.3. I noticed a lot of Crown and other people are saying something about 53, the low $53,000 region, and I see that happening next Tuesday. And in the interim, maybe down to 54. And I've also heard people 54 in the mid-range of $54,000 region. So these are lines in my charts that I do see us, lines of support and resistance that I do see us testing over the course of the next week. I think we're going to bounce here. So yeah, that's the reason I don't think we're going to go lower. That's the bottom of our bull flag channel. I don't think we're going to break below it. The only time we did break below it was when we went down to 49K back here, wherever that was. Well, I guess that's not true. We did break below it right there when we went down to 54 something. Where is our? I'm on a 4 hour. Well, you know what? Okay, these are wicks. That's why we're looking at a 4 hour on a daily time frame. Here's our bull flag channel. That's the red line we were looking at, and I have the other red line is up here. I guess I misspoke when I said we didn't come below it before. The way I have it drawn, we did come on this daily time frame. You can see us coming out of it a little bit. So that's the way I have it drawn on my chart. I guess I could pull it down a little bit more. You do see wicks below it. But the only major break from that was down here to 49K. These other ones. Let's see, 54 came down about $800 more. Let's say $1,000 more than that. Here we are, Tuesday. 52. Yeah, but if we fell outside this dashed blue line here, then that would tell me that we're coming down at least to the pink channel here at 51 and possibly all the way down to the blue one at 50. Those are all options. Right now I'm looking at just coming down to the here on 53 something. I'm looking for us to hold this blue dashed line as support. On Tuesday, it's around 53.3. As we move on later, it comes up by the FOMC meeting. It's 54.3. So there you have that. So I think this is a good opportunity right here to watch what's going on and look for a reversal. But be very, very careful with your leverage, because while may look like things are exploding to the upside, I imagine once that starts that you will see quick flash crashes down just to wash out anybody getting over leveraged on the way up. Don't know when or where those may occur. That's why they're to surprise you. All right, been long enough here. All right, see you next time.